Hi guys, you're welcome to Between the Lines with Tigan. This is the show where you get to learn English skills and you get to explore a world of language learning through the use of idioms, proverbs, say and do not says, pronunciations, to mention but a few. So today we're talking about the etymology of idioms and proverbs, the study of the word, how their meanings have changed over time, the earliest recorded occurrence, especially where it was used first. Before we get started, let's take this breather and I'll be right back. Don't go nowhere. Welcome right back into the show. Let's get started with the etymology of idioms. Idioms date back the Greek word idioma, which means peculiarity. Idioms has evolved over time. It started with the Latin language, it went to the French language, then it finally gained roots in English language about the late 16th century. So idioms by then were referred to speech forms unique to a certain kind of people. But by 1620, it shifted to denote figurative expressions specific to a given language. So that's about idioms. Moving to the etymology of proverbs. Proverbs originate from the Latin word proverbium, that's combining pro, which means forth, and verbium, which means word. So literally putting them together, it connotes words put forward. The term proverb entered English language, that's about the 14th century. So it's safe to say proverbs were in use long before idioms came about. Let's say 2 centuries before idioms. The first use of the word proverb was in the Bible, which has the biblical context. It later described concise sayings that conveyed wisdom and truth. Proverbs often carry metaphorical significance. So most times we see proverbs reflecting in our collective human experiences, especially in Africa. So African proverbs started with oral tradition where it was passed with word of mouth. So today we'll be exploring few idioms and few proverbs. So let's go pay some bills and I'll be right back. Welcome back. Let's quickly look at some examples of African proverbs and idioms. Until the lions have their historians, the hunters will always be heroes. So this highlights the importance of diverse perspectives and narratives in shaping history, right? Else it remains one-sided. A single bracelet does not jingle. This means we need to put in collective efforts and cooperation. Only the wearer knows where the shoe pinches. Simply means understanding individual experiences, right? We need to learn to put ourselves in that person's situation. Let's look at idioms that connote determination. First is blood, sweat, and tears. This means when you set yourself to do a project, it requires lots of effort and hard work. So let's make an example with it. His success wasn't due to luck. It was blood, sweat, and tears all the way. So he didn't wake up to an overnight success. To fight tooth and nail. This means fighting with all your energy, right? You're putting in all you've got to make sure this thing works. So an example could be Tunde fought tooth and nail to propose a certain law to be accepted. Finally, go the extra mile. You can do what is more than expected of you when you go the extra mile. So an example could be, you can count on Fatgan. She always goes the extra mile. Alright guys, this brings us to the end of today's learning. Thank you for tuning into this episode of Between the Lines with Tigan. And if you've enjoyed our conversation so far, please subscribe, leave a review, and share our podcast with your friends. Join us next time for more English learning, fun, and discussions. Until then, stay curious and keep practicing your English language skills. Bye!